Hello, I'm Craig Reid of Fife Kickboxing and welcome to our stretching session. Today we're going to be doing a floor stretch session. We're not going to be standing up, we're going to be working from the floor for the entire time. I'm going to be using a yoga block, which I find helps release a little bit of pressure on my low back. Not necessarily a piece of kit, but if you find that you're a little uncomfortable in the hips or the low back, using a yoga block or some sort of firm cushion would be very helpful for you. I have water with me, stay hydrated throughout the session, and we are going to be working on a 1 minute 30 second timer. So each minute and a half we will change our stretching position and we'll hold that position for a minute and a half. So if you feel a little uncomfortable in the stretch, if it becomes a little sore, don't hold that, just back out of the stretch a little bit and then you can go back into it for the rest of that minute and a half period. Okay, we're going to start with a seated forward bend. Okay, I'm going to use my yoga block. Legs out straight. Okay, try and bend forward from the hips initially until you come down and reach down towards the toes, and then from there just relax the head and relax into the stretch. You're going to hold this position. Big deep breaths. Surrender into the position. Don't fight. Just stretch as far as you feel comfortable. Take big deep breaths and you maybe find you can just stretch a little more. Okay, doing really well, just hold on to that position. Try and relax into it as much as possible. Deep breaths. Alright, next position is seated straddle, which is similar, but this time with the legs nice and wide. Push the legs out. Again, if you're on the yoga block, right to the edge of the yoga block so that it tips your hips forward. And then from there, we're just going to reach out. Hold that position. Try and keep your knees down. Relax the feet, they should still be in line, but they shouldn't be turning inwards or outwards, and you should be trying to keep the knees as flat as possible. Big deep breaths, relaxing and coming into this stretch. You can have your arms out extended, you can have them folded here or here. Hold that position. Big deep breaths in and relax and surrender into the stretch. Your stretching shouldn't be painful. You should feel maybe a slight tension, a slight discomfort, but if it's painful, just back out of the stretch a little bit. It should not be painful. Okay, coming out of that, we're going to go into a kneeling lunge. So you can use your yoga block for balance if you wish. From here, take one foot forward. You need to make sure that the foot is underneath the knee and the shin is vertical. Foot can be flat on the floor or toes tucked if you would prefer. And then from here, you're just trying to take your hips and sink low down. You should be getting a stretch in this front hip flexor. And you should maybe feel a little bit of a stretch in the hamstring as well. Big deep breaths in. If you want to extend that stretch in the hip flexor, you can reach up with this hand and tip over to the side slightly. Create this big bow shape in your body. Remember to keep breathing. I'm going to do 1.5 minutes on this side and 1.5 minutes on the other. Remember, if any of these feel a little uncomfortable, just ease out of the stretch and then go back to them. Nice and slowly come out of these movements, switching sides. And lunge in, making sure that foot is underneath the knee. Just let your hips sink forward. Hold that position. From there, if you want, you can extend the arm up. You can lean into the stretch this way. Big deep breaths in. Okay, from this position we're going to move on to pigeon. Pigeon's really good for your glutes, for your hips. It takes maybe just a little getting used to get into. Okay, come out of that nice and slowly. Okay, for pigeon, what I'd like you to do is have your knees together. You're going to slide one foot back. And then that front leg, you're going to tip that foot in, okay? And then just slide that rear foot back. Try and keep your hips nice and level, okay? Try not to tip onto your hip. You just want it to be here. Once you're in this position, you can stay upright like this if you like. I quite like to put my forearms on the floor. You can even just completely relax and surrender into it. And hold this position here. Breathe deeply. Try and relax into the stretch. Surrender into the stretch. The front foot, this one here, the one at the front, that depending on your flexibility, the foot may be much further forward and the shin much more horizontal to my chest. But don't overthink that, just stretch to your position. If you're up here, this is also absolutely fine. So long as you're feeling the stretch in the glutes and the hip. Okay, so slide that foot back, twist the front foot round. You might need to just encourage it a little. Sliding back and into the stretch. Often you can feel like you might have one side a little tighter than the other. Today my right hip feels a little tighter than my left. Just notice where the tension is in your body. Just help you work on it. Try and release that tension as we stretch over the next few sessions. Breathe deeply and relax. Okay, next one we're going to do is Sphinx stretch. So from here, lie flat on the floor. What you want is your arms underneath. You're going to stretch up so that your forearms are flat on the floor, your elbows are under your shoulders, and hold this position here. So Sphinx is not as maybe dramatic a pose as you might have seen with Cobra. Cobra is an extension of this position where your hands are off on the floor, your elbows are off the floor, and you're much, much higher. But this is a nice gentle stretch for your back. Really good for releasing the tension if we're sitting all day and maybe hunched over looking at our phones. Remember to keep breathing nice and deeply. All right, flipping round onto your back. We're going to do wipers. So lying nice and flat on your back. You can have your arms out to the side if you wish, but from here we're going to have our feet and our knees together, and I would like you to take your knees and your feet as far as they'll go from one side to the other. So it's good, really good for the low back and the hips. Only go as far as you feel comfortable. Your knees might make it to the floor, they might not. Try and keep your shoulders flat. Try not to have your shoulder lifting and coming up off the floor as you stretch. So try and just go as far as you can without your shoulders raising off the floor. Okay, just a few seconds left. We're going to go into frog stretch. Alright. Need you to come round onto your knees. From this position, you're going to take our knees out as wide as they'll go. Keep your feet flat on the floor, like frog's legs. And then from there, you're just going to walk back and hold a position back here. If this gets really uncomfortable, I find this one quite a challenge on my hips. So if this gets uncomfortable, what we're going to do is we're just going to walk forward and then we're going to walk back into frog stretch. So just hold this position. Breathe deeply. Try and relax into that stretch. Feels uncomfortable, just tip forward and then back. Just a few seconds left. I'm going to go into seated twist. From here, gently come out of that, bring your knees in, sit on the floor. Again, I'm going to use my yoga block. Legs out straight, cross one leg over the other. Now you can either wrap and pull round, or you can take your arm all the way over. We're twisting towards the bent leg. Try and stay as upright as possible. Use that rear arm for support and twist. So you can apply pressure with this elbow and big deep breaths. Remember, you can ease out of the stretch at any point and come back into it. Alright, come out of the stretch nice and slow. Switching legs. Wrap and twist, or arm all the way over and twist. Try and breathe nice and deeply into the stretch and relax on the exhale. It's about 30 seconds left in this stretch. And come out of that nice and slowly. Okay, that's our stretching done for today. I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you found it useful, and we look forward to seeing you back on the next session. Remember to stay hydrated, and we'll see you back soon. Bye bye.